Hiya, I'm Moonsboom, and today I'll be playing some Death Row to Canada. Today's video's question is, what is your favorite zombie game? Answer in the comments below. On to the video. So I decided to be extra and challenge myself to make it to Canada with only one person. I decided to choose one of my custom characters just so I can pick their traits and perks. So I decided to go with the Ultra Fit Paranoid Person. I also decided to choose short trip mode rather than the regular mode just because it's going to be 9 driving days instead of 15, because less days doesn't really change much if you're going to be by yourself. So the basis of this game is you start in Florida. It's kind of like Oregon Trail. There's different scenarios and you have to choose. Some are good choices, some are bad choices. You want to keep track of your supplies, including food, gas, medical, and maybe even ammo if you have weapons like that. Before going out on an adventure, they give you an overview of the day. Your goal day to day is to just explore areas, collect supplies, and survive. And then once you hop back into your car at the end of a day or end of an adventure, you see what you've collected. But you don't always make it to Canada. Alright, I'm going to be showing you guys a playthrough where I got really close to getting to Canada, like very close. So I started out and I went to the rest stop because historically the rest stop has been a place where I find a lot of good stuff. And as you can tell, I found a lot of really good stuff. And then some of these scenarios are just like very unavoidable. Like the sky was gray, so my person's sad and their morale decreased. Like there's not much you can do there. And after getting this forecast, I decided to go to the hardware store just so I can get a lot of gas. Which you can tell there's gas cans around, which is super nice. Something also very nice about places like these is that it's in neighborhoods, so you can always just go to houses nearby to see if they have anything. And sometimes you'll find stuff, and other times, as you can tell, I went to 3 doors in a row and there's like nothing but zombies in there. And then I was very surprised to be met with an AK-47 just randomly in someone's house. I've never just found one randomly, and I got some good stuff. Another thing that can happen in this game is that you can be met with bandits. I see that the paranoid stat is usually really helpful in situations like this, and my person just left the car running. That's kind of a choice that they have and they want you to choose. And after I chose it, we was able to escape without giving up our supplies, and their morale went up, which is always nice. And then I came across my very first trader camp of this run. So trader camps are just a bunch of survivors that would like to trade supplies for you, and in return you get stuff from them. This trader camp was pretty mid, but I did end up trading for some medical supplies, so I gave a bit of my food up, and you know, it was all good. After the trader camp, I am met with my first person who wants to be recruited, and after saying no to them like what felt like 5 times, I was able to eventually leave without recruiting them. Afterwards, we have this siege event, so you can see sieges, they're glowy and you cannot escape, and they're supposed to be super difficult. And it was difficult. I started out with a kitchen knife and an AK-47, and eventually my kitchen knife broke. And then I was just fighting with a random piece of wood I found on the ground. And as you can tell, there's like blood splatters. That's from me being attacked. Very nice to have an AK-47 to clear some way. But eventually the siege is over, and that's whenever you can actually escape from the place. So I had to make some more room. And as you can tell, I got attacked really badly here and escaped by like a hair. Good thing I got those medical supplies. And then after sieges, your person gets like a boost of confidence, and they want to train some type of skill that they have or learn a new skill. So I decided to train fitness just because I'm already super fit, and it's gonna help improve my like stamina and ability to run from zombies. As my adventure continues, I had to decline recruiting not just 1 but 2 people. And I was also met with a scenario in which I stayed at a camp, and it was actually super surprising. My person wanted to not trust them, but I decided to camp with the random people, and they actually gave me supplies, which was really nice. And if you didn't notice by now, my car is smoking because it is very badly injured, I guess. And I always try to attempt to fix it, but if your person has no mechanical skills, it's not gonna work. So my person's on foot, and while they're on foot, they try to find cars, and if they don't find cars, they get sad. but I was met with the scenario in which there was a car at the very end of a dark tunnel. Usually for these you want a flashlight, but I was able to just kind of weave through and run around just fine. And at the end of the tunnel I finally found a car and I'm back on the road. So one place I really liked going to was this prepper cabin. They had a lot of good supplies. I had really bad weapons, so I try to keep my distance. My person has like not a lot of stamina, so as you can tell they're starting to get really red from fighting these zombies. And if you let your person get too tired without any kind of rest, you get the little sad face and they can't really swing. One way to help your person rest is to use a gun. As you can tell, I went to this random room and yeah, they was pretty well rested. So I decided to put some of these weapons back into the trunk just so I can collect some more. And I found my favorite weapon, which was the sledgehammer. Even though it has a slow swing, as you can tell, compared to like the normal hammer, it's very strong. I was able to take out more than one zombie at a time. And then I went to the second to last trader camp. This trader camp was alright. I decided to check my stats and I traded 5 food for some gas just because I saw don't have that much gas left. So these next few days were kind of just a bunch of scenarios, not as much as me running around and collecting stuff. So first scenario, I decided to jump over an obstacle, which never works in any of my playthroughs, but it worked in this one. I was feeling really good about this playthrough just because of that. My second scenario, it was like, who wants to stay up on watch? I only had one person to stay up, so I let them stay up. And then the third random scenario was some bandits try to attack again, and my person was like, we can fight them. I was not able to fight them, but I was able to go to a trader camp and I was able to give food to get some like medical treatment, and I also gave food for some more fitness training. I really liked this trader camp. It had some good stuff for me. Afterwards, my car broke down once again and I tried to fix it another time. But luckily, instead of having to like go out and find a car, my person just kind of found a car on their own and we are on the road yet again. And then I also, declined another person. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I had like no food, so I decided to go to this big grocery store to get some. And I was feeling really good. I was trying out my new sledgehammer. I was like, wow, this is so strong. I'm like actually like one-hitting zombies. I went to this room. I said, wow, there's lots of food. I was feeling so good, you guys. I was like, yeah, we got this. This is easy win. And it was not an easy win. I got surrounded. My head got too big. I died. It was not a good time. But I made it 2 days into Canada. And out of all the playthroughs that I did before, this was the closest by myself that I got to Canada. If you guys want to see more of this, you guys want to see me attempt it again, use different traits and perks, you guys can also comment that below. And until next time, see you guys later.